Hi everybody, my name's Tim, and we're at the Hot Shops Art Center. And while everybody's shut in, I thought we'd make a little video. And I'm going to make some cups. I've been making cups for over 40 years. I really like to make cups. It's one of those tools that we use every day. And everybody has a favorite cup. And it's not often sometimes that we get to see how these things are made, so I just want to share with you. And we're going to try and do a series of these 10-minute little videos of our artists working in their studios. And it's real important for me when I make these. I'm thinking about, these are going to end up in somebody's kitchen. And it'd be great for me to have my stuff in the museum. But when it's in the museum, you only get to experience it by looking at it through that glass case. But what I like is somebody's going to buy one of these cups and it's going to live in their kitchen. And when they come in after playing outside and they want a drink of something cold and refreshing, they're going to reach up on the shelf and they're going to grab one of my cups. And they're going to use it. So it's a piece of art that is nice to look at, but it's also something that we can use every day. I've always loved the way the clay moves. And it's a lot like most stuff in life. If you really want to do something, you could probably figure out a way to do it. But it takes lots of practice. And you're going to screw things up every once in a while. But we learn from those mistakes. And we don't give up and we keep working. And if you do it enough, everything gets better. And if you look real close, you'll notice that they're not identical. But they're more like brothers and sisters. They're in the same family. I like the fact that each one is just a little bit different. Kind of like we're all just a little bit different. And the way this works is I get the ball centered and I put my thumb in. I want to keep the clay wet so it slides through my fingers. And then I pinch the clay, and the clay has to go somewhere when I pinch it. And it can't go down because the big lump of clay is here. I kind of control the left and right. So when I pinch, it starts to grow, it starts to thin. And we can shape. The sponge is an important tool because it keeps the clay moist. If it starts to dry out, I can give it a little squeeze. This other tool that I use, it's called a rib. And my fingers are kind of lumpy and bumpy and move all over the place. This gives me a nice smooth edge that helps shape and smooth the surface. And when I'm making these cups, I'm thinking about what's going to go in them and how they're going to be used and who's going to use them. And I want the inside to be nice and smooth, and I pay attention to how the rim is shaped. And we squeeze out a little foot, give the cup something to stand on. So the next time you guys are taking a drink from a cup or glass, think about how it was made, what kind of material it's made out of, who had the idea to make it, how did it get from the person who made it, how did it get from them into your kitchen. In a couple of weeks, when the Hot Shops is back opened, come down here and you can watch us do this in person. Because seeing it on your screen just gives you kind of a hint of what it's really like. If you draw something every day, it's kind of like doing push-ups for your brain. You'll begin to see things that you haven't saw. And not every drawing is going to be wonderful. But if you do it enough, they get better and better, and your ideas get clearer and clearer. One of the other things I really like about the clay is it's like drawing, but instead of drawing on a flat piece of paper, I'm drawing in 3 dimensions. But start your own little sketchbook of your ideas and the things that you see out your window and the things that you would want to see. Now, I could probably get one more cup out of this, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to flatten it out. I'm going to put a couple of ridges in it. And then I'm going to take one of these boards and pound it down on the clay that I just did. Now that's stuck, and I can put a bigger piece of clay on, and later this afternoon I've got to throw a big bowl. And when I make big pots, the little cups I can lift off with my fingers, but when I want to do this, then I can just pry the board off and pick the whole board up, and I don't have to worry about messing the clay up. All right, that's all for today. When you get an idea, write it down, draw a picture, tell somebody. We'll see you at the Hot Shops in a couple of weeks.